People of Earth, especially the comic book community, what is going on? I am Flash by Night. This is the Flash by Night channel. And what if we were keeping up with the comics? Today, I want to keep up with 3 books, 2 Miles Morales, 1 Moon Knight. We're not going to make any bones about it. We're just going to get into it. So go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we are going to start off with what if, number 1, what if Miles Morales became Captain America? I'll tell you, frankly, what if Miles Morales became Captain America? It would be a pretty straightforward Miles Morales Captain America story. Now, that's not to say that it is terrible, not to say that it is bad, but it really doesn't, for 95% of the book, I'll give it that, but 95% of the book, it doesn't do a whole lot shocking. We'll get to the shocking part, maybe shocking, at the end, but basically it's kind of standard. We start off with the idea of Steve Rogers, and actually not just the idea, but Steve Rogers actually existing, actually, having been Steve Rogers, taking the super soldier formula in World War II, saving the world, doing all of the Steve Rogers things, but Steve Rogers in this case does not come back from the ice, and America has worked to try and find someone, somewhere, anywhere, whose body would accept the super soldier serum, and they would have the same results. One person who wants those results is, of course, Uncle Aaron, as you see on the front. He wants the super soldier serum to work. He wants to be a hero in that way, but he doesn't get to do so because it doesn't work on him, but it works on his nephew, Miles. And that's kind of where we go from in the book, is that Miles gets to be Captain America because the super soldier serum worked on him. We actually get to see Uncle Aaron take a couple of roles that aren't unlike his traditional roles, but he does kind of make a flip towards the end. We deal with this character, the Gray Skull, who basically has a cosmic cube. He doesn't know it, but he has this power source, this cosmic cube that he's going to use to open up the multiverse, grab weapons from everywhere, and be able to sell those weapons on Earth and make money. That's his whole thing. He's actually been using Genki Lee, the Tinkerer, for his exploits and trying to make money. But eventually, both Aaron and Genki kind of see that this Gray Skull is off his rocker, and eventually they both come to the side of Captain America and Falcon, who are now Miles Morales and Tiana, who you would know as Starling. But that's basically how the story goes. It's not a whole lot original. When I heard of What If, I was afraid that it would be straightforward, because I want a What If where the characters and the writer really plays in the sandbox. Like, you're writing a What If, you have permission to do whatever you want in this story, within reason. So I would like for the story to go on off the rails a little bit, off the reservation, but it kind of played it really safe, which is okay, but it kind of held the story back a little bit until the end, until we get to where the kind of multiversal machine that the Gray Skull was playing with kind of explodes, because that's what we did. And when the explosion happens, Captain America sees the multiverse, and he sees the Wolverine we're expecting, the Thor we're expecting, the Hulk we're expecting in this What If, but he also sees Miles Morales from the 616, which gets really interesting in my mind. And so that's kind of the what if saving grace of what if Miles Morales became Captain America. As I said, it was kind of a straightforward story, but we dipped our toes into something that was interesting, and hopefully they make some interesting stories from here forward with it, and we're going to visit that again in a second. But what if Miles Morales became Captain America? Okay, story. We'll see where it goes. Speaking of what if Miles Morales, what if Miles Morales and Shift finally got their hands on the Assessor in Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 35? So when we get into this is fun. This is kind of up my alley, where Miles and Shift, who, if you don't know who Shift is a clone / brother of Miles Morales. If you have not read the Miles Morales Spider-Man Clone Saga, it's not a whole lot of work. It's only 4 issues, 25 through 28. Go ahead, check it out. But anyway, Shift is here with Miles, and they have finally tracked down the Assessor's headquarters. They spent the last 2 books trying to get to and through the headquarters, only to now get to the Assessor and figure out what's going on with him or whatever it may be. Now, my favorite part of this, well, one of my favorite parts, is where they finally meet the Assessor. They're going to get some information. What are you doing? And the Assessor basically says that the assessment program is a entity or a partner of the Beyond Corporation. And the way they really explain it, I feel like in accounting terms that the Assessor is actually just a subsidiary of the Beyond Corporation. That's what I feel like. That may not be the truth, but that's kind of what I feel like, is that the Assessor all along has belonged to the Beyond Corporation, who is also giving Peter Parker and Ben Reilly a problem over in the Amazing Spider-Man book. So the Beyond Corporation is all around New York and its spider people. That being said, what this book really is basically showing that A, the Assessor is some kind of AI, more than likely, and B, the Assessor is not just one person. He keeps multiplying himself no matter how hard Shift and Miles Morales fight, until they run into Quantum again, who we find out through this fight in this book that Quantum is basically no more than kind of a slave to the Assessor himself. He's kind of being used to fight Miles Morales. But this is their second meetup, and so Miles kind of knows Quantum's moves, where he's going and everything. And so Quantum eventually becomes useless to the Assessor, and he kind of gets kicked to the side. But eventually Miles and Shift kind of work their way through, fight their way to kind of the headquarters, not their headquarters, but kind of to the main power station down here. And they kind of blow up the main power station that's powering the Assessor AI. And that's really what we get out of this book, out of the main story. But as I said earlier, with the What If Miles Morales Captain America book, we've got Miles seeing Uncle Aaron on the other side of whatever kind of multiversal hallway viewing hallway this is in the Assessor's building. And Miles decides to go in and see what it is for himself. And lastly, we get Miles also looking at the multiverse, which includes your Miles Captain America right there, along with my one of my favorite new characters. Well, not new characters, but new to me, Spider-Man Noir. Like you got Spider Ham right there. I'm not sure who this character is, but yeah. So it looks like to me that the Miles Morales book itself, along with the Miles Morales What If books, are really just a bigger trip around the multiverse. What this big trip around the multiverse is going to lead to, what purpose it serves, I have no clue yet. But that is what we are doing with Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 35. It was a little more interesting than the Miles Morales What If book. I will say that I feel like they stretched the journey going to the Assassin's headquarters and through the Assassin's headquarters. May have stretched it a book longer than it needed to be, but that's okay. It was pretty fun. I want to see what happens next in Spider-Man, or in Miles Morales Spider-Man. The last book we have, of course, it's a juicy one. Of course, it is Moon Knight issue number 9, written by Jed MacKay with art by Cappuccio, whose art is growing on me by the minute. So in Moon Knight issue number 9, we are still doing the kind of one-shot stories that kind of have a bigger narrative going on. But here we have Moon Knight basically after having escaped jail in the Devil's Reign event, which they kind of printed these out of order. I feel like, I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, because this isn't the only book it happened to. But Moon Knight issue number 9 chronologically should come after Moon Knight Devil's Reign issue number 1, but it came before it. And so here we have Moon Knight already out of jail, supposedly after the Devil's Reign event, or at least after his stint in jail in the Devil's Reign event. And he is finding himself dumped out of a building and into a trash can, but he is Moon Knight, and so he is not going to take that sitting down. He's going to go back and attack whatever this is that has thrown him out of a window. And what we find out is that he is investigating this hotel, this building that has 6 floors, but Blueprints says it has 5, and it's this weird, trippy thing because the building starts to act in funny ways towards Moon Knight. It starts to turn itself into a maze. It wants to starve him, but it doesn't want to kill him. And basically what we find out, we're going to go spoilers on this one, when we find out this building has this mythical house, this almost living house that Doctor Strange and others have banished again and again from the Earth realm, but it keeps coming back. And right now it has Moon Knight, but it also wants to touch Moon Knight's brain. And I feel like we learned from issue number 2 of Moon Knight not to touch Moon Knight's brain. It has to kick him out. He's basically telling this story to his therapist because, of course, he's going to go back because he can't just have this house hurting people. I will say that I'm not sure what's up with this doctor, but I'm starting to trust her a little bit less. She's talking to Moon Knight and trying to figure out if he should be a hero, if he's doing the right things, and maybe trying to talk him out of it. I don't like that. Lady, stay off my Moon Knight. But what we do find out is that he comes back to this house. He lets this house know that he knows what this house is. And basically, he makes a deal. The house lets go of the people that's in there that have disappeared, and the house gets him as an occupant. So the house is lived in, the building is lived in, and everyone is happy because now we have a new midnight mission. That is what we are doing in Moon Knight issue number 9. Also, we kind of got this epilogue with this character. I am not familiar with him, but he was teased at the end of issue number 8. Now they're kind of showing him at the end of issue number 9. He is a character from a Jed MacKay Daughters of the Dragon book that I'm going to go back and read probably sometime this week. I'm going to get to read it and see if I can get familiar with this character before he makes whatever kind of move he's going to make in the Moon Knight book, supposedly towards Moon Knight. But that was Moon Knight issue number 9. What we got, really, really interesting stuff. I feel like Moon Knight, well, I mean, I'm a Moon Knight fan, but this Moon Knight run has been really good, really interesting, really unique ideas coming from Jed MacKay, and I feel like they're going to keep coming. And that was Keeping Up with the Comics. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you saw something you liked. If you did enjoy yourself, go ahead, smash that like button or like that smash button. Hit the subscription button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, ring that notification bell. You know, all the bells and whistles. And of course, feel free to leave comments. But as we always do at this time, love yourself, love others, and I will be back in a flash.